Hey, family. So, real quick, in honor of World Breastfeeding Week, I want to give a quick synopsis of my personal experience with breastfeeding. I feel like I am very experienced at this point, and with personal experience, but I also have obviously professional experience taking classes um, that go hand in hand with my doula support and things like that. I have breastfed. This is my third child that I am currently breastfeeding. But I want to start with my first child. My first child I had 10 years ago. I didn't actually physically breastfeed him. I was an exclusive pumper. Let me tell you the reason why I was an exclusive pumper. I knew I wanted to breastfeed him because even at 21, I knew the benefits of breastfeeding. I knew I didn't want to necessarily give him formula. I didn't know as much as I know now, but I knew that it wasn't what I wanted for him. Obviously, even then, I wanted to give him the very best. Knowing that I wanted to breastfeed him, but also having a lot of people in my ear basically telling me it was nasty, he was a boy, he wasn't supposed to be breastfed, and all this other stuff, it kind of turned me off. It didn't kind of turn me off. It made me feel bad. I felt shameful about breastfeeding him. And so I exclusively pumped from the time he was born all the way up till about 9 months. I couldn't keep up with him. I couldn't keep up with his demand. And that was because not only was I working, but he also was bottle fed, and the pump obviously can't pull the way he would be able to pull if he was actually latching. And so I wasn't making what he needed. And because he was bottle fed and because I was having a supplement with formula, he was overfed. And so that's a whole nother story. He's my only child that drank more than 6 ounces at a time. My other two never drank more than 3 ounces at a time. Yeah. So yeah, I felt very shameful, and you live and you learn. But I know there's a lot of people out there that not only get that shame, but also feel like there's nobody around me that breastfeeds. Do black people breastfeed, or do young people breastfeed, or there's just so many different things that make you feel like, okay, maybe this ain't a good idea. I want to do it. I think I should do it. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. So fast forward to my second child. I was a little older, a little bit more wiser, but I was still in that same environment that made me feel kind of shameful when I went to breastfeed. That when I went to, you know, pull out the boob and feed the baby, because I did actually breastfeed her. I didn't pump for her because I knew that if I was to exclusively pump, I 9 times out of 10 wouldn't be able to keep up with the supply. So I did breastfeed her. But it was still one of those things where I felt like sometimes I don't want to go around nobody because it's a hassle. Some people feel they don't feel comfortable when they're sitting around you and you breastfeeding, or they want you to cover yourself, and that was kids. Babies don't like to be covered. And who want to be suffocating their baby while they feed them? Or who want to be? I had different times where I may try to cover her, or where I may have tried to go to another room and feed her, or or I don't know, maybe go outside or just try to act like, okay, let me feed you right quick before everybody get here or whatever the case may be. So it was a little different. I was a little bit more stern, like I'm doing this, but it was tough. It was really tough. Um, and it was all because it wasn't a very comfortable experience because I felt like I was around a lot of inexperienced people. I was around a lot of people that did not see breastfeeding a lot. I was around a lot of people that did not know the benefits of breastfeeding, and it just rubbed off on me basically. Now this child, baby, this baby don't care where we at. I don't care where we at. I don't care who around. I don't care who got a seat or whatever the case may be. Um, he gonna eat when he ready to eat, and he always ready to eat. To be honest, if he see his mama, he want to eat. But it was just a different experience. However, my environment is different because I now live in a different state from 90% of my family, 98% of my family. I'm also in an environment where a lot of people that I'm around breastfeed as well. This state is, I want to say the state, the city where I live is different in general. I live now in Georgia. I used to live in Chicago. It's like a whole nother world here. Chicago versus Georgia. Georgia is a lot more holistic in general. So people get it more. I'm not saying that people don't get it in Chicago. I'm just saying, I don't even know how to say it, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. From the moment I had him, he has been a really good eater, first of all. And no matter where we go, no matter who we're around, those same people that I kind of let push me to the side, not push me to the side, but kind of discourage me before with my other children, when we go around, we gonna eat. I'm not covering myself. I'm not going to hide. I'm not doing none of that. So I say that to say it took me some time. It was a journey. I don't fault nobody. I don't, as in I don't fault myself either, and I don't fault the people that was in my environment. When you don't know, you don't know. Breastfeeding, it's not easy. You know, doing it is one thing. Knowing how to do it is a whole nother thing. Like, people think that it's just one of those things. When you're born, you know how to breathe. When you have a baby, you don't automatically know how to breastfeed. You don't automatically know the ins and outs. It's one of those things that's supposed to be passed down from generation to generation. You get that knowledge. You get your elders to teach you the way of doing things and what's best for you. Teach you that you should, you shouldn't have cold feet, and teach you that you should eat warm foods and nutritious foods, and teach you that you need to take care of yourself in order to be able to do that. And if you don't feed yourself nutritious foods, or if you are taking different medications and different things like that, then that can hinder your breastfeeding journey. Teach you that the way that you birth, your experience doing birth, it all makes a difference. So my breastfeeding journey wasn't easy. Now I feel like it's easy, but it's easy because I have a lot of experience. I've went through all the loops and the bounds, learn the things that I know now. Now, breastfeeding while doing table foods and things like that, my first son, like I said, he was different. We didn't give him any table food until he turned 1, but he did get like cereal and baby jar foods, when he was about 6-7 months. My second child, my daughter, she got baby jar foods when she was about 6 months, and she didn't get any cereals or anything like that. Any table food. My last child, he didn't get absolutely anything. He was 100% exclusively breastfed all the way until 1 year old, and I still did not give him any jar foods because now, again, I know better. He got avocado as his first food. He hated everything. He is now 15, almost 16 months, and he has about 4 foods that he would eat, but I am happy that he is now at least willing to eat some things. But he's really still exclusively breastfed. Mainly what he wants to do is drink. But again, babies drink for comfort. They drink when they feel nervous. They want to breastfeed when they're hungry, obviously. But it's his safe haven, basically. But like I say, breastfeeding ain't easy, and it's one of those things you don't really think about all the ins and outs to it until you're actually doing it, and you don't have a choice but to think about, okay, how people doing this, So I think World Breastfeeding Week is really important for people to acknowledge, that it's tough. It's tough, but it is miraculous. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. I also need to make sure that I mention my husband, because he the GOAT. He was never, and he isn't now, one of the people that made this journey hard. He has always been down for the cause. He is never uncomfortable or anything like that when we out and I'm breastfeeding in public. We sitting in front of our friends or our family or whoever it is, and I feed the baby. He helps me to feel comfortable, because for me to just go ahead and pop a boob out, feed the baby, it's like, he gotta eat. He just like, what's the big deal? So big ups to him. Big ups to all the husbands, boyfriends, baby daddies out there that is supporting this journey. We appreciate y'all. But also, I got to get in here to my client because like a minute late. So I will continue this. If anybody has any questions about breastfeeding, my breastfeeding journey, about the differences between, child to child, about maybe why I don't feed my children actual table food until after they are 12 months of age, about why I don't give them jar food, about why it's better to actually breastfeed than to exclusively pump, why, whatever, any questions that you have, let me know in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Obviously, I got more videos coming soon. Peace.